أحييكم دكتور مصطفى الأدور من الجامعة الألمانية، وبعد دقائق هتبدأ فعاليات بداية هذا الحدث الذي ننقله على القناة الفضائية المصرية، ويحضر عدد كبير من الأساتذة والعلماء.
Let me try to give a present for you. The whole time I was just coming yesterday from Berlin, and specifically, in fact, I wished that I'll stay today because yesterday I had other appointments that came, but I was not capable to take it reality in order to come here. And then I thought what we can do with Alexander von Humboldt. I thought that we have two things that I can offer for you and support, but you should organize internally and then in order to make use of this. The first point is that we have a new branch in Berlin. And we have as well center in Ulm. In Ulm we have a place that we can have 70 bed, which can be a nice place to have conferences. And in Berlin we have a huge facility that can be used to make some conferences that you wish to organize in order to make the logistics and to make your contact with your counterpartner in Germany easier. I think this opportunity can facilitate a lot, especially we are organizing for GUC activity, something is called workshops, and we have joint masters and regular activity with our counterpartner in Germany. For this reason, why not you as a Humboldt person, you can enrich these conferences and to keep the contact, and maybe you can invite your counterpart instead of coming to Cairo to keep the contact, he can come to you in Berlin. Berlin is very central and we can make facility of. In addition, I think we can invite, if you make groups, because I see here we have chemistry, we have organic chemistry, we have physical chemistry, I saw some of you. We have here biotechnology, we have biology, we have pharmacy with all direction. And I think this will be very nice if we will make clusters, and then we can invite you always in the mailing list of the activities that you are interested in order to make planning. Concerning fund, we can as well allocate a certain fund, but I should have first a very clear structure and then be assured that I'll support. The second point, now for the junior Humboldt alumnus or alumni. In fact, we can. This was a long talk with our partner Alexander von Humboldt at that time. I think with these two presents, but as we always learn from Germany, and DFG and all system, and you are as Alexander von Humboldt, you know everything will be based on competition. This means application, comprehensive application, and then the best projects and concepts will be supported from us. This is what came in my mind, crossed my mind during my flight back from Berlin to Cairo yesterday, and maybe you can come with other ideas. This is your platform as the German University in Cairo, and this is as Alexander von Humboldt, and as an Egyptian university which is integrating with all Egyptian universities since the beginning. Welcome, and see you again. Thank you very much. My invitation for cooperation is not limited to Egyptians. This is all Humboldtians all over the world. And in the first priority, our neighboring countries. And maybe it's interesting for him to know that I worked voluntarily 3 or 4 years as the executive director of the Arab Council for Postgraduate Studies here at Cairo University, and I established this together with Dr. Ali Selmi at that time, and then a lot of stories happened before. But anyhow, I did voluntarily, and I'm happy that the work is still continuing, and I wish you all success as well, and welcome here in Egypt and Cairo. In fact, this is a very long journey. It is 18 years personal journey. It started all 1994, and the 10 years is 10 years since the issuing of the presidential decree of the establishment of German University in Cairo, which is our birth certificate. In fact, what I would like to show you somehow our concept about model of excellence in higher education with social responsibility, international and industrial cooperation. The vision that I had in 1994, I would like to build a center of excellence in teaching and research. Teaching and research. This is Humboldt principles, which will effectively contribute to general welfare nationally. Nationally here means that the two countries, Germany and Egypt, because German University in Cairo, it should be not only one way, it should be two ways, and we should accept this fact. As we consider ourselves as a German university adopting the Egyptian law. German university with the content adopting the German law, and this is what established in our presidential decree, or written in our presidential decree, that we will transfer the German experience to Egypt, and it was the first time that the Egyptian allows, or law allows, that we have the sovereignty in order to hire foreigners without ministerial decree for each individual as any other universities before. It was the first time, and to allow even as the management of the university to have foreigners in all levels. And this is national and internationally. Internationally is normal because university is coming from universum. It is a globus. It is somehow not limited to. The science is science for everybody. And the first important pillar for science and scientists is conferencing, is to meet each other, to share with each other. For this reason, internationally, and then endeavor scientific, technical, economic, and cultural cooperation between Egypt and Germany, and to be the door for Germany in the region, and for the region via Egypt to Germany to Europe. This was our vision. In fact, this was the start, 1994. Then university in Ulm officially started to be on board through agreements, 1999. As you see, it took 5 years to convince them. And then everything ran, and then we have here 2006 here, for example, we established the industry park, and now we are getting our Berlin branch And this year we are celebrating as well the 10 years GOC. In fact, it is not an easy task to establish a university or even to dream about, because as I started in 1994, even in my families, they considered me as a crazy person, and if you are going to wedding party, everybody is looking to the ceiling, and then in order to come behind, because this is a crazy to establish a university, and as well, German, it was really fantasy, and as well, as you know, at that time, in 1994, was no single private university was established in Egypt except the American University in Cairo, which was established somehow in the early of the last century, and then they adopted legally after 60 years their position, or 50 years their position in Egypt. For this reason, there was a law, but no body and no bylaws for it. And in fact, it was horrible, and you can imagine when you can stand on the land this size, then you would like to start. In fact, it started, and it was a miracle. We built high-tech buildings. This is still construction, very expensive buildings, but it allows for you that the maximum flexibility to change any room very fast, and to change the utilization, and to have the laboratory, and to keep always the evolution of science parallel in the building. It is always cheap to build only one floor, but if you will go one floor higher, then it will be expensive. One more higher will be more expensive, and to have this height is very, very, very expensive, and not like many can imagine. Anyhow, it was all the time is a discussion with our partner from the ministry, from ministry here, the AD, and this Dr. Otkar, he's a board member as well, and the embassy, and a lot of presentation and discussions, and as you see, workshops. We are very tired here. Look at the faces here. It is really somehow. It took 9 years preparation for this university. And then we built in 9 months, and then we inaugurated and started in 2003. This is the construction plan. In fact, we have very ambitious construction plan. This is our size now. This is in the building. It's 55,000 square meters. And now what we are building is 66,000 square meters. In order to know that the University of Ulm, with the same size, they have 52,000 square meters with the same number of students. 50, it is almost like our size. And now we are expanding with 66,000 square meters. Is a huge, and we have plans. In fact, we started all this building at the same time. This is directly after the revolution, because we thought that after the revolution there was some instability of some came as aggression or something like this, and we thought, let us absorb the workers, the hand workers that are existing in the east of Cairo and Maadi, until Maadi and Nasr City and Heliopolis, in order to absorb through a construction work. And we allocated work for 4,000 workers immediately for the earth movement and the construction. About our students and this staff, we have almost 2,000 staff, administrative and supporting, and 554 academics. We have 7,700 students are undergraduate, and we have 54% female percentage at German University in Cairo. It's very high for a technical university, but it is so. If we include the postgraduate, we have 1,700. This is from them 770 for MBA, and the rest for master and PhD program. Until now, we are not offering our master and PhD programs for externals, as we are intending to build our own capacity first, and it's very difficult as well to supervise externally because of the space and so on. But we will do with you very special program And I'm kindly asking Dr. Ashraf to organize for a committee. I will not decide, I'll only sponsor, but you will decide together and you should make a board for it. We are very proud that we have practically all study program are reviewed from the German accreditation agency, and we're very proud that we have a special status that we are getting the German Siegel or German stamp for our accreditation, and I don't know any institution even like similar to us but smaller, they have such right. Anyhow, this is, since very beginning, we were the first university which utilized the IT systems, and we allowed for wireless communication, and this wireless communication covered all area, and it was very difficult and still very difficult because we are IT university, and the first times that we have a hacking, it was directly after the inauguration of the university from a student, Russian student, and in fact we didn't punish him, but we sit with him in order to understand what he did, and then we delivered him to Siemens in order to make their firewall. In fact, it was the first university ever that utilized such wireless in not protected area and allowed for all students, because this is a very complicated and needs a very robust infrastructure and so on, and very high performance. And it was a trial even for the companies that supported us at that time, because we are speaking 10 years ago. And still until now, if you will see, it is always hotspots and restricted areas for the networks, but here at GUC it is somehow, from the technical point of view, is very, very challenging every day, and with the growing as well flow of information and these movies and Twitter and the Facebook and all this application, it is really very difficult, but we are working on it, and sometimes during the it is a very complicated, and even our phones are connected with this structure, and we are connected through VPN to the University of Ulm library, and from this University of Ulm to Baden-Württembergische University Network library, and this is really very comprehensive story. As we started, it was the first as well, we can claim, in the world that used completely integrated administration system. It was planned since 14 years to start with this. At that time, it was really, the computer system was not so developed. In fact, this is since the students are saying to us as applicant, hello, until graduation. Everything is managed through integrated system, online application, examination, registration, receiving permanent ID, making English exam test, integration with the university financial system, with advising if the students are not progressing with the same rate as their colleagues. Then it has the scheduling system, and then the grading system, even the examination systems is the name of students as a barcode, should be covered in order not to know who is who. And this is really a very important system, and even the staff evaluation system we started, we have a record about every staff, about every lecture, and so on. And even with comment, our beloved professor, or he is somehow too hard, or students can view all grades, assignments, quizzes online, and the students can monitor their attendance and view their final transcripts for the semester and their cumulative GPA grade in order to make a self follow-up by them, and the students evaluate their staff, and all these services are available from anywhere and on and off campus in a real time. This means every grade, every quiz, every activity, it is already put in the system, and then he can see it if he is in a vacation in North Pole or North Pole or Southern Pole, he can see everything and follow up his system. What we have, state-of-the-art laboratories, you can see this is, for example, is available. I know you will, this is HPLC, with auto sampler. This is utilized normally for research, but is accessible for our students as well. You have everything here, as you can see. And this is for your information. This is phase contrast microscope. It's not optical microscopes. It's a very expensive one because you don't need to tint your sample. And we have from this 250, for example. And this is engineering as well, and you have a lot of facilities here you can visit. Concerning the student collection, this is now the status of 3rd of September 2012. We received 13,000 applicants, and we selected from them only 2,000. You can see, and for this reason, maybe you heard about us. We have a very lengthy, comprehensive, and a lot of families were impatient, but we are selecting the best student according to very fixed criteria. And for this reason, if you look here at the German University in Cairo, this is the average score by us, 95.96%. This is including not only science, but only human sciences and arts, because art, they have other, and architecture, for example, other criteria for selection, which is the talent. And I don't think that there is no single university here in Egypt has this average, including public universities, if we will have applied the same records. So that we can claim proudly that the overall average over the last 8 years is 95% by us, and this is the highest at all in comparison with all state and private universities. And behind this is standing the scholarships. We offered 1,851 scholarships and financial aids. And this is 57% of our students are getting scholarships or financial aid. And this is the reason why more than 50% of our students have higher than 95%. This is really because we are socially oriented and at the same time very focused on talent. Talent is the most important point for us. Again, we have here, we are calling ourselves, and it's very important in every presentation to stress on this for our staff, because we are a research university and we are applying the research very early in the teaching, starting from the first semester, even in scientific methodology, even in academic English, and we are offering the research methodologies very early in the 4th semester. Normally, this is a postgraduate course, but we are taken starting from the 9th semester, anywhere in England and Oxford, Cambridge, for example, but we are taking very early in order to allow for the students to utilize their knowledge about the methodology and apply. And in every course, the students should have projects, and on the average, the students should achieve 50 to 60 projects during their whole study, either as individual or as a group. This is really very tough for our staff and for our students, but this is really in order to adopt the German model and Humboldt principle more than Humboldt wished, but this was a correction of the system of the basic education here in Egypt in order to absorb this. For this reason, a lot of people are saying that German university in Cairo is a difficult university. In fact, I'm borrowing the statement of Professor Abdeladwr. He's saying we are not a difficult university, we are a serious university. And this is really right. And this is the reason we are saying this plus, because we are including in every course research. In addition, the second plus is that practice-oriented teaching. This means that we are allowing for them, for example, for engineering facilities to go to real industry and to touch inside, in situ here, the campus. And you can see this is projects and practical work, either one alone here or groups here. They should make projects. And this is graduation or not graduation, bachelor project. And this bachelor thesis is not a project like any engineering. Engineering is a parallel. He has this semester completely dedicated for the research. For this reason, for example, the coverage for اتصالات, for example, was designed here at German University in Cairo. The coverage. Simple ideas came from the students, and here this is how they can have indoor coverage, for example. Okay. Bachelor thesis, 21% of the top GUC students completed their bachelor thesis abroad, and you can see everywhere. And students receive internship in German and other countries like Google, for example, DMG, Deckelmaugelmeister, Siemens, Festo, Trumpf, and universities as well, and T-System, Telekom, Fraunhofer, and this is really a very nice story. 22% of the total number of the students were traveled once, at least once, during their study. This means that from each 5 students, at least one went to Germany. And we have here in GUC the largest German center all over the globe, because we are teaching not to 3,500 to 4,200 students at the same time all over the year. This is really something marvelous. And 15 to 20% of the total students joined Track to Germany. And now, what is Track to Germany? This means that we have the 4 courses for semester are obligatory, and then the students have the possibility to continue study Germany until German 9 or 10, and 15 to 20 finished this higher level, and this is really qualifies them to register in a German university, because it is a little bit higher than test stuff which is necessary for registration for postgraduate. Now we have a new program called Germany Track. The Track to Germany, في Germany Track, that the students who are sitting at home from IGCC, for example, and because the time is not finished, but they finished all courses successfully, we are offering for them intensive German and pre-qualification course like Studienkolleg, and then by the end of this course, academic year, they are getting, making the test DAF, and then it is really very interesting. We started last year with almost, I think, 14 students, and this year we are continuing this after the success in the quality of the students. It will grow up. We have a GUC hostel in Ulm. It was inaugurated in July 2007. It facilitates the exchange, and as well as it is used in the workshop, scientific workshops for our staff and our students for developing our own research capacities, and as well as in a scientific program. We were so welcome from all our German partners, from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. In fact, I invited 2 or 3. I got 5 assistant ministers in all activities, and the state minister and I got from the DAD and from the industry and from all universities. In fact, we calculated that we'll have the inauguration with 80 invitees. At the end, we got 168 prominent persons came to say, and we did the national, okay. Anyhow, it is really something, but to show the warmness that I got, and Alexander von Humboldt was here, presented here, you can see on the top leadership, because this is this office in Wissenschaftsforum in Gendarmen Market, where the Alexander von Humboldt, BMBF, DAD, everybody are represented. There are neighbor, everybody is taking a couple of rooms, and we have there 2 rooms. In fact, this is our offices. This is in Tübingen, or this is Ulm, on Stuttgart, on Tübingen, and we have Berlin. And in fact, I see here we have 3 missing staff who grow up in the last months because of GUC branch Berlin. This is really, in order to understand, this is a huge building. This is 7th floor, 8,500 square meter, and this is really live photos from our students who got a German course in August, and this is the group there, and this is really will start with spending one semester starting from October, mid of October, and we will grow up until we will offer all semester, and it will be an obligatory activity for all our students after 3 years or something like this. In fact, we are doing very interesting things, internship and employment fair. And this is, we have only place for 70 top company, and we are selecting, and all the time we have German universities and institutions, sometimes 10, sometimes 13, sometimes 17, sometimes 7, anyhow, and we are selecting from 200 companies who are applying, only 60 international companies that can really give the hand-on and the internship for our students. Where did our graduates go in the industry? If you will see Schlumberger, ABB, Wells, WHO, Vodafone, AstraZeneca, Google, everywhere you will find national and international. Where is our GUC? Where are our postgraduate students are studying? In Cambridge, Oxford, Berkeley. The top 10 universities really, they are doing there, ETH Zurich, and for sure the top German university, and this is everywhere. In fact, we are doing academic activities, and we are happy to be the second funded institution in Egypt after Cairo University concerning the number of projects and the funds size from SDF fund. And we have a lot of funding agents. This, for example, Start for European Community, RDI, German Egyptian Research Fund, SDF, and many others. And this is really for example. Platform, what is GUC? GUC in between is a platform for scientific and social and cultural cooperation. We hosted international conferences, really very important conference. For this reason, I am mentioning it, international conference for electronic governance, and was represented by 150 international participants from 65 countries. This is really was very, very important, and we are very proud because we have here the only study program which is called Business Informatics. Business Informatics is a German specialty and does not exist anywhere in the continent and the region. This is the only study program that have, and for this reason, GUC was eligible to host this United Nations organized governmental activity. In fact, we have a lot of international activities and conference, molecular and clinical oncology. In fact, the science year of 2007 was born at the GUC. As the idea came from the Egyptian minister, at the time we were inaugurating our industry park, and then he was a young minister, 7 days old, and Mrs. Chavan was young minister at that time. She was, I think, 5 weeks old as well, but it was planned, and then she was a Kultusminister in Baden-Württemberg, and then it changed the situation to be really the federal minister, and then she kept the date as it is, and she came at that time, and then they spoke what we can do together. Science year, she talked to me, what we can do. I said, okay, you just inaugurated material science, make it material, and you are by yourself social scientist, do it. And then it started to be a huge activity, and we are very happy that we included 12 major events, which maybe included 360 activity because they are counting with the sub-activities. We were here platform, and we would like to be platform, and this is only, I'm mentioning this in order to tell you that we are open for you as Humboldt as well to do this. Even we hosted Mr. von Klitzing, and von Zuhausen was planned that he will come last year, but because of the revolution and instability, it was cancelled. But not cancelled, postponed, and let us see, because he's the Nobel Prize in Medicine. And this is joint cooperation, participation in German Culture Weeks, and Mass and Art Fusion. This is a lot of activities. We are making pesticide Germany program. We are making a lot of achievements and recognition, and this is very important to know that bachelor thesis students on the level of publications, it can reach this. This is really bachelor thesis. We allow them to enter the laboratories in some cases starting from the third semester. Some can achieve, some not, but anyhow, and some say, okay, I'll make my normal work through the project which is regularly adjusted for this. For example, if you will see here, TMS, I like this very much because this is the acceptance, it's 2007 for a publication in magnesium. It was, we had in this conference 2 publications from 2 students from 5 publications in this conference in magnesium field, all in all. And 2007, if you will look, we were inaugurated in 2003. This means that we didn't have any graduate at the time. And if they worked before that, at least 1 year before, this means it was allowed for them to work starting from 2006, at least, in order to understand. And this is as the same. And if you have time, you can see what is written here about this. In fact, in pharmacy and biotechnology, you know this is Novartis activity, and all the time, first, second, third, or first and third, at least we have from the top 2 places, at least 2. And this is until 2010 and 2011, it was not held. And we are getting, for example, a lot of awards, and we won twice the best invention Egypt in engineering. And this is prize Imagine Cup from Microsoft. RoboCup, we were the world champion in mechatronics, and Germany was second, German university. In 2009, another German university were the world champion, and GOC was the second champion. And this is, where is last year? Last year we were as well the second champion in the world. This is really, and it's very important to know this is professional teams, because it's not competition between students like RoboCup or RoboCon or something like this. It is RoboCup professionals. This means that companies, we are going with the companies competition. This is here the GOC Industry Park, and this is at the day 6/6/2006, when they met these 2 ministers, and then they agreed about this was the foundation of the stone, laying the foundation stone of the industry park, and this now the industry park here. What companies? Trumpf, Festo, Deckelmaugel-Meister, Felder, Walter, Zwick, Zeiss, and I think after, I'm not sure, at 11th maybe we will make hydraulic and electro-hydraulic center. It will be the only one in the whole region with the company, I don't remember, Hans something. It is the leader of, it will be for the industry as well and for research as well. We are very proud that we have it because we have very advanced this. What's the aim of the industry park? Preparing GOC graduates for a real industrial life, for the best training, and supplying the industry with its needs, qualified human resources, training programs, knowledge, know-how, and research and quality. And to know 20 parts of the Mercedes who are running everywhere here in Egypt and in the region, 20 parts are manufactured here by us for a limited edition for Mercedes, because it's a very sophisticated parts and should be done here in Egypt, and we are supporting them in this. This is the machines. It is not a Mickey Mouse machine. It is really, you can with this machine cut metal 22 millimeter. If you would like to make a Panzer, yeah? You need 8 millimeter steel. This is 22. So in order to understand, it's really very, very strong things. And this is a new technology, and it's very easy because you can make with the laser directly very complicated parts like a gear part, for example. This is really very, and with accuracy of 1 micron. And this is here Festo, for example. This student developed a control room for ice cream factory. This is complete. They can make real things. And this is automation. And this is Deckelmaugel-Meister. This is very sophisticated, complicated machines. This folder for a lot of things. For you, it is if you will visit, and we are doing a lot of our own furniture here at GUC. This place already manufactured with our machines here, completely 100% here. All this, even this cladding here for this, we are doing all this. We are getting as well prices from the design students. And the example of activity, we are doing consultancy, development projects, product and corporate design, training course, R&D, and patents. We are making open house for German industry and educating. This is Mr. Holzigen. I met him 2 days ago with Professor Leibinger from the company Trumpf. And this is Frau Chavan is came to make the open house here with the industry. And the huge, if you see, this is all representative of the industry here. Model of cooperation and agreement with a lot of companies and Egyptian as well. We are building the capacities in the furniture industry, for example, training them how to utilize the new modern techniques like CNC application in manufacturing of furniture. We are doing, for example, for the CNC, we offered a lot of scholarships for the industry here and to upgrade the capacities. And we are very proud that after our cooperation in the field of CNC machines, more than 120 machines, modern machines, were imported. Before it was every year one small machine and every 2 years a large machine. But this number came for only large machines. This is here, and we have education as well for the broadcasting facilities اللي هي اتحاد الإذاعة والتلفزيون, Egyptian authority for I don't know TV and radio broadcast, this central, because we educated them in the Fraunhofer facility with GUC here, together with our German partner, how to use the new technologies and how to make this undertitle and all these stories. It is in the Faculty of Media Engineering and Communication. We did a lot of stories. Even for handicapped, we have here some activities. This is the part of what we have. We cannot present everything. It is a platform for everybody, for all Egyptian universities and all scientists, and in the first priority, our German affiliated partner and friends and colleagues. And I'm very delighted because I am coming from the chemistry and then switched to physics, and now I'm making management. But anyhow, at the end, I remain DAD alumnus and Alexander von Humboldt as well. And I am very happy to see you here and to welcome you here and have a pleasant conference. And thank you for your patience and attention.